Hey guys. Well,
Yo, this back? Sorry.
God damn it, rolls. Welcome everyone to guest list. I'm assuming episode 5. I still don't know numbers. Next to me, I am Bromer, your host per usual. Oh, fuck off, Shroot. I'm your host, Bromer, per usual. Next to me, I have Shroot, my lovely co-host.
Hey.
Below me, I have
It's your
Rolls,
boy.
who's also a co-host.
Cheers.
Cheers
And
to that.
for some reason, we decided to bring the amazing Sage back again, which I'm not even mad about.
The man, the myth, the legend, of course.
And our special guest today is the one, the only Landoni.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
So, just dive straight into it, bro. I remember you played for Manifest. But for those who don't know, what kind of music do you usually make, just so people get your general vibe?
So, anything from like electronica to electro, anything melodic, really. Future bass, sometimes trap, but more in like instead of like the Transformers sounding metal, harder version, more of just like the sub hits. There's some type of instrument, usually a violin or some type of bell or something going off in the same time. So a little bit softer version of trap.
Wave.
That's yeah. So like I would say that's what I would stereotype myself as, but I don't really have a set genre that I go in and like, hey, this is what I'm making today, So
That makes sense.
That's fair.
Whatever you're feeling.
I mean, for me personally, like the art of making music is what I like, and so I don't want to go in and be like, oh, I'm making a trap song today, set it to 140 BPM, and limit my creativity. Like I want to grow and push myself somewhere different, So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
I need to get this food out of my face, dude.
We are not
Alright.
doing that for guests.
Yeah, we're not. That's why I got it out. That's why I got it out. I got it out. No food.
do I need to hide my coffee?
Yes.
How do you take your coffee?
It's a good thing I ate this already. Like, ate all my
Black.
stuff.
Take my coffee with a little bit of milk.
Okay.
Or cafe au lait, straight New
Oh, yeah.
Orleans.
Oh, cafe au lait. That's that shit. Nola,
Dude, they
baby.
slap. They slap all the time.
Dude, slapping, man. Slapping.
Oh,
We used to do cafe au lait all the time. Serve it in little like
cafe au lait
cups.
like, oh yeah, dude. In the morning, I just drink my coffee black, but then as the day progresses, it just becomes more and more a cup of milk. So
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, whole milk by itself could be a glorified dessert, So
Fucking right. Fucking right.
Yo,
I like a little sugar in my coffee.
Thanks.
Just a little
Whole
sugar.
milk.
thanks for the bits and the gifted sub. Welcome to the circle too. Much
Yo.
love.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But okay, I recall because Shroot, when we first started doing this podcast, trying to get people, Shroot said he wanted to. Rolls brought up bringing Landoni on, and he wanted to pick Landoni's brain. Was the immediate thing he said.
Yo.
Wait, you wanted to pick Landoni? What?
Landoni's
So
brain.
I honestly,
He wanted to peel his brain back.
Peel
like
the
little,
layers
like
back,
layers of
yeah.
onion.
Hey, honestly, it's
layers
really
of
not.
No
it-
crying
it's-
though.
It's really open.
no
so
promises,
go ahead.
man.
What's up, AG? Yeah, no. Why
It's
no
really,
crying?
It's really open. Go ahead and just like pick it apart. I'll try not to make you
Fuck
guys
yeah.
cry, but
Just for the people
Okay.
that don't know, y'all obviously heard me and Landon just talking about being from New Orleans and shit. Yes, we were both from New Orleans or around the area of New Orleans, but we also went to the same high school together.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a grade ahead of me. He was like a senior when I was a junior, basically. But yeah, never really was like. I knew of Landon, and I knew he was a cool ass dude, and I knew he was like, your energy was like fucking dope. And then after you started making your music, and then me getting into the music industry, we kind of were like, hey, what's up? So yeah, Landon's a homie.
yeah,
There.
yeah. It's kind of the same thing, honestly. So, yeah. We always had mutual friends, and we run into each other at festivals and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Be like, hey,
we were never really close until now.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It's pretty
The
dope.
lockdown bringing people together. Look at that.
Yep. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
dude, when I
Yeah.
went to the beach like a month or two ago, he went at the same time and we linked up. dude. Like,
That's
got,
dope.
Literally, I think
had fun on the
I
beach.
think Manifest was that Wednesday, and I think we went the following
Yeah,
Friday,
yeah,
Saturday,
because
That's
Sunday.
I had to run that
Yes.
stream.
That's true.
Rose is like, yo, bro,
Holy
Right,
shit.
yeah.
Forgot about that, dude.
He
Holy
was, he was like,
fuck.
Bromer, you need to stay somewhat sober and run that stream today. I'm like, why? He's like, I'm going to the beach with a few buddies. I'm like,
Fuck yeah.
all right, on the
Yeah, we were
heaviest
gone for,
day.
like,
God
4
damn it.
days.
I gotta be sober.
Dude, that day was heavy. Fuck you.
Oh, fucking right it was, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bromer's a G. Bromer's a G.
Yeah, I mean,
True. Big fact.
we all
I-
we all are. Don't fucking just put that on me, please. I don't
True
want.
that.
I don't want my ego to grow to the size of Sage's.
Okay, so that's impossible.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's a good goal, but it's unrealistic. One. Just gonna let you
Yo.
know.
So, getting back on a little bit of the topic, I know I don't know how many times you've actually played there, but I know recently you got to play at Republic, which is like the big local venue in New Orleans. So like, how was that? Like, how was that experience? And like, I know it was a live stream, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a live stream. It was like kind of probably 3-4 weeks into the whole quarantine.
Yeah.
So what happened was I had a friend who was mutual friends with people that ran Republic, and they live stream and test it, and so they started looking through all the X's and O's of the plan, and so they ended up asking me if I wanted to run a live stream. So for the first time ever, I decided I was going to do a live set. So I brought a drum pad, piano, guitar, and set up everything in Ableton Live. And so it was honestly kind of unique. There's some things that you learn your first your first go round when you do a show like that. So there's some things I would change. But I mean, it was a unique experience, especially considering that on the live stream you could just edit the audio. So like to everybody else, it sounded like a club, but because it was during quarantine, we were trying to keep the levels down a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we literally were only running the monitors. So I'm sitting here in the zone just jamming, and then when you walk in through the front of Republic, like there's people just like sitting there having a conversation. They could hardly hear what I'm even playing.
Damn.
So yeah. So I mean, that was my
That's
first
a
time
weird
ever
experience.
playing. Yeah. I mean, usually I'm used to playing, and the fun part for DJing for me is that if I go out there and I play what I like, then that's cool, that's fun. But like the challenge for me is finding things that I like that I could tell the crowd's getting into as well, you know. So that was weird not having that experience to feed off of people's energy and if they were vibing with what was going on exactly. So
Yep.
it was totally cool. It was cool.
Damn. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense though. It's definitely a like a weird transition. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
because you depend like you flow with the crowd, like like it's one system, and you kind of switch up and change depending on how they're feeling. So yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
like now kind of transitioning into like online streams. I mean obviously, I mean at first it was kind of like there wasn't a crowd, but there still is a crowd. Like for most of the things they're pre-recorded, so you're just kind of sharing your music, but like still like you can read the chat and you can tell when people are really fucking feeling it and people are vibing, when people disconnect. So it's still a
yeah.
cool experience, and you still get to
Oh
like
yeah. I mean,
get reactions
dude,
out
one
of
of the
people.
best feelings I ever had, because I mean I've never got to experience, like I've always been like in the actual moment, creating the moment, and that's like what I always want to do. But for Manifest, that was like the first time ever that I was able to sit back and like experience what it's like
Yeah.
to listen to what I created
Fuck
without
yeah.
having to actually do it on the fly,
Mhm.
And so I mean it was fun to watch people's reactions in the chat and everything. It was totally different. It was awesome.
You said something in the beginning of that. You said when you played, you brought a drum pad, a piano, a guitar. What? How do you make your
Yeah.
music? Like, do you do everything live or
Like as in when I like
not
produce
through
my
all
music,
not
or
every
like
not everything through a computer?
yeah, not everything. So I think one of the coolest things about EDM, especially today, if you look at these hits, I mean, out of the top 100 hits, this is probably 2-3 years ago. I looked at the stat when I started getting into actually producing. every top 100 song out of 90 of them, every single one of them had some type of electronic element to it. And so, like, to me, when people say they don't like electronic music, I'm like, well, you just don't like music in general then, because it's practically what pop and all these other
Straight up.
yeah, like it's practically just what pop is today, and even
Mhm.
rap. I mean, everything's electronically produced now, and so for me, being somebody that grew up playing instruments, like I think it's fun to have that electronic feel and then incorporate an organic element in there, because I mean, when you have something organic, it's just a lot easier to feel and experience a movement, the energy of the song, the feel, the vibe, the atmosphere. um like when you play a synth, the synth's great, but you have to do a lot of processing because you don't want people to guess, because then they don't get excited. And that's one element about a real instrument, is like whenever you keep playing these organic instruments, yeah, you might be playing the same song, but the way you hit a note, the velocity might be off compared to the way you hit it the time you played it before. So it just brings the
Mhm.
element that it's never the exact same.
And it's natural. Like it's
Yeah,
not like completely calculated like a set note would be like on a computer. It's
exactly.
all about what you're playing at the moment. Yeah, that's really fucking cool.
And I
It's
feel like
nice.
that's
Exactly.
Go ahead, Shrew.
I feel like that's one of the reasons why people are starting to gravitate back towards analog synths, because it's like it's imperfect, and even if you set the parameters right, it's still different every time, just because of temperatures and humidity and whatever. And it just kind of has that more of that
I mean, if you could listen,
natural sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like being somebody that produces with a ton of plugins, you just can't beat analog, man. I mean, some of the equipment they've made in the '60s, it's still some of the best equipment ever, and they can't replicate them. And so people are paying for, the synths that like David Bowie used, and
Yeah.
I mean, like the Who and Baba O'Reilly, like all these synths. That, if you look at Flume's pages, he has synths galore. Odessa, eventually, that's what the goal is: build a bigger following, and eventually, hopefully do this for a living and buy a bunch of analog stuff and, take it to the next
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I feel like
Fuck
that's
yeah,
one of
dude.
the reasons why Behringer's doing so well, because they've just made a market on cloning old analog synths now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and it's a lot of artists do it. If you go and you listen to Perfect Example, go listen to Flume's first album. It's nothing but plugins, and you can tell. And then as it keeps going, yeah, there's plugins, but you can tell he's adding more organic sounds into it. Odessa did the same thing. Their first album, yeah, they have some guitar licks and stuff, but then you go and you watch them put a video on YouTube, and they're using real drums and they're recording that. And then they mess with that sample, and so it's like they're giving you that organic feel that they'll like electronically, I guess, manipulate. So
Mm-hmm.
it's cool.
Y'all,
We
you
did.
guys know how I feel about Odessa. I fucking love Odessa.
Oh, yeah,
They're
you're
my
upset.
favorite group.
Yeah,
I'm
you're-
obsessed.
even
I'm
though you only
obsessed,
saw half
dude.
their set.
Porter and Odessa.
Porter, Odessa,
they're-
and IO, Daddy
Yeah.
IO.
There was
That's
a
true.
question from
Dude,
chat. Where did it go? God, everybody typed. I lost it.
It was Anthony asked like how you come up with your titles.
Thank you.
Like where does your creativity come from?
'Cause you got
yeah.
some unique ass names for your
So
songs.
yeah. So let's see. On steps, I had Globe. Basically the way I started this project was, I mean, your whole life you have people that tell you like, oh, you need to go to school, you need to get a job, you need to be part of the system, you need to be a
Mm.
square, instead
Blibbity
of
blue
telling you to
blop.
be yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And so it was probably freshman year of college or sophomore year. I went to my first rave. Like that's how long it took. And I actually saw Porter Robinson live, and I'm watching his live set, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, this guy's great. But like, why can't that be me? Like, like that could be me up there.
Mhm.
And so since then I started getting into a lot more production and everything. And so once I finished school, I was like, like I'm gonna go ahead do all this, and this school will be my backup plan. Music will be my primary plan. And
Mhm.
so after that I took a year. I hit about like 10 different countries, 8 different countries, and I went for 30 days when I was out there. It was basically just gathering all this inspiration. When I came back, I was like, all right, let's do this thing.
Mhm.
So I started making Globe, and I made Globe in 2 days. I sat down at the piano, I came up with the chords, and when I did that, I was like, man, this is gorgeous. Started doing the vocal chops, and the next thing you know, it's like, this literally makes me want to travel. So that's how I came up with Globe.
Damn.
Yeah. So I try to do that with all my songs, trying to come up with a name that fits what I was feeling while I was making it, or fits the vibe of the song. Like I don't want to just choose something just to choose it. I want it to have a reason. And so Plume, if you listen to Plume in the background, there's this synth, and it's almost like a bagpipe, but it never has like a set note, and it just blends together with a lot of reverb, and it almost drives. And for some reason, that made me think of a cloud, just like a continuous stack of clouds. And so that's why I named it Plume, because for me, that was like what I just imagined.
A cloud plume.
That's fun.
Yeah. One day, was literally the reason I did that was Logan Maggio, great guy from college. Shout out to you, man. Miss you. He's a phenomenal guitar player. He's in a really good band and everything. They're called the Revelries. And he posted something on Instagram one day, and it's this nice little guitar riff that you hear at the beginning and then in the break and of the song. And so he sends it to me, and he's like, yeah, like one day we need to get together and do some stuff. And like I'm like, yo, why don't you just send me what you like, record what you just put on your Instagram story, and let me go ahead and start tinkering with it. And so I start doing that. Well, I start messing with some vocal chops and some samples that I took from a record, and she starts saying one day as well. So then I go back to message him and tell him how everything's going, and then I saw that he said one day we'll get together and create some music. And so then from there, it's like it just had it
Do it.
it was just
Yeah. Just boom.
so
One day.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's so
Yonoya. Yonoya was the last one on Steps, and the way I started with that was I actually sampled it's like a yoga and mantra record, and there was this sorry, there's a wasp. There, so like I was sampling it in this the sample that I made. I actually put a video out on TikTok and on my Instagram and stuff. You could see I chop up this the singer's voice, and she's just got this gorgeous tune, and it just made me feel super happy. And Eunoia is like the state that people try to get to when they meditate or when they're just content and happy with life and they don't need anything. And oh god, the wasp is on my headset.
Holy!
Oh my god!
Yo, I would
That's wild.
out at that point.
That's how you get stung,
Oh.
Shroot.
Is that the,
Yeah.
the spider from
I
last
know.
night?
But
Oh my
it's
god,
so like
spider.
Dude.
it's so like Eunoia is what like everybody is trying to achieve almost, and whether that be like your work ethic or like hanging out with your friends, everybody has that one thing that gives them almost like a high in life or like a happy state. And so it came from a meditating sample, and so I was like, you know what, this is just fitting. So I went ahead and did that. The new single, Coral, it literally to me like the first time I did the guitar and just the way it builds up with the vocals, I just got total beach vibes. And so I was like, how do I say the word beach without saying beach? And so it made me think of a bunch of vibrant colors, so I thought of a coral reef. And shout out to Sage for making that image come alive. So
Glad
By the
to-
way,
Say
Coral just dropped. Where can you find Coral at? How can
you can find it on
how can-
Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, TikTok, if that doesn't get
Amazon.
banned.
TikTok?
Amazon,
TikTok?
Google Play,
He's everywhere.
TikTok.
Instagram. I saw
Yeah.
him on Instagram.
Shazam. So, but I mean,
Jeez.
I highly
Christ,
recommend. I highly recommend going on YouTube and watching the video that Sage created, because the experience you get from watching the VJ and the audio, it takes it to the next level. So
And if y'all were
Excellent.
here,
Definitely glad to hear that.
if y'all were here last night, you know how fucking crazy Sage is with his visuals after Schwilly.
Yeah. Sage went ham. He always goes ham. He's a fucking.
I tried.
Sage is not going to be able to fit in his hat after this. After this
That's what
episode.
happens.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Hell
Not saying
yeah.
my ego's that big, but it actually is. So.
Hey, it is what it is, dog. It is what it is.
What up, Reddit?
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
Hell yeah.
Birches. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead. If you had something, I was just kind of breaking
Also,
silence.
I was-
sorry if I'm being quiet. I'm prepping some new content that I've been thinking about making, and I figure I might as well make them for this set.
You're gonna test
Okay.
it tonight.
Okay. Yeah, just so everybody
on the fly.
knows, Landoni is gonna play a set for us, and Sage is gonna run live visuals. So that's what he's talking about.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, and it's gonna be really lit. So
Woo.
if
Trying
there's
out here.
anybody that you think would like to watch, people might not be necessarily interested in the podcast, but it's Landoni playing, and it's Sage doing visuals.
You're fucking up if you're not here.
So Landoni, quit. Are you playing real instruments in this too? You playing the piano and the drums and the guitar?
So on choral, I actually play choral, and the piano and everything is played by that. Eunoia was played on piano as well. I'm trying to think if I play anything else. Globe, there's no real instruments in Globe. That one I solely wanted to keep electronic just to kind of keep the vibe. But a lot of the sound waves and stuff I was using to design in Serum give off organic bells vibes, and so.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some piano in this. Right around the 20-ish minute mark, 15-minute mark. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know it's about halfway. So, yeah.
Happy 420, man.
Does
Hey.
Guys,
720
then-
actually, like the
So
Xbox.
anyone? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
Yeah,
even have
that's-
the Switch pulled up yet. Was trying to prep some stuff. So if anyone's saying anything for me, which I know someone is, what up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
oh,
Brennan,
damn, how do
yo,
you know
Brennan
someone's
says
saying
Sage
something
for life.
you?
You asshole, Sage.
This is about
Piece of shit,
Landoni, not
dude.
Sage.
Yeah,
This
man.
fucking guy.
Remember when we were talking about Sage's huge ego?
Yeah, just little moments like that.
No, but I
Oh,
saw in chat. Does
Sage,
when-
Sage for life, man.
dude, Landoni's face, it's stuck right now. yo, it got stuck at the perfect moment, dude.
but I apparently heard you played a
I'm
great
excited to see
Horton.
it.
Does that mean
Oh,
anything
dude,
to
yeah.
you?
Yeah, who told you that? That's funny.
Ant.
Yeah, I played Horton Here's a Who in middle school. I was Horton. So yeah.
God.
Hell
Hey man,
yeah.
a person's a person no matter how small, So
That's
Fuck
right.
yeah.
What?
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He asked what made you give up on your acting career. No,
And
I know it's
Actually,
middle
no.
school. It's like, what the
If you
fuck?
even had a career.
I think.
What made me acting? I don't know, man. My love for music. So
Fuck yeah.
there's
Fuck
that.
yeah, bro. So
Music's the A1. Music's the
fuck
A1.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you play a lot of live instruments in your sets, or even if whatever you play live instruments. So like, how long have you been playing? How long have you been playing like instruments like the piano and the guitar and stuff?
So piano since 3rd grade. I tried to figure it out one day. It's like 3rd or 4th grade. The way it happened was my dad. I woke up one morning. We have a piano in our foyer. I've never seen anybody in my family play it ever. Well, one morning I wake up and there's like somebody playing the piano. It's pretty good. And I'm like, what is this? And so I sprint down the steps to go see who's playing, and my dad's sitting there, and he's like, I don't even know if he was playing chopsticks or something, but he was playing, like a little nursery rhyme and the little dun 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 dun. And so
Heart
and so I
soul.
was like, how are you doing this? And he kind of showed me how to play one of the songs. So then he looked at me and he told me, if you could learn a real song by the end of the week, I'll give you $20. And when you're in 3rd grade, you're rich. Like $20 means
$20,
like,
Oh yeah.
So
20 candy
I
bars.
went, yeah. So I mean, I never told him how I learned it, and he'll still ask me to this day, and he'll probably watch this podcast and hear it. But I went straight to YouTube and I typed "How to Play Paint It Black" by the Rolling Stones on piano. So I spent all day, literally like probably 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. when he got home, just tinkering with the piano. And finally, when he got home, I played it for him, and so I did it in a day. And then I was like, "Wow, I'm rich." And so since
That's
then, I've never
insane.
looked back.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Nice.
You're nuts.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my God.
so third grade's probably the best answer I could give you.
That's fucking nuts.
And
That's a
so the
great
piano
story.
obviously sparked like all the other instruments, but what other instruments do you play?
So I played trumpet for a while in band, and I just recently
Hey,
tried to.
gang.
Yeah, like I actually just kind of like recently tried to start picking that back up just to add some cool elements to the music. Ukulele, guitar, bass, drums, kalimba. There's a lot of random things. So I found a flute in my closet the other day, so I'll probably try to tackle that at some point. I got
Nice.
violin on the list too. So
Violin.
I try. Yeah, ideally that.
Damn.
Tell me that wouldn't be cool to go to like
That
a
would be
festival and all of a
sick.
sudden somebody whoops out a violin.
So,
What?
okay.
So
I-
anyway, here's Wonderwall.
What, dude?
No, that's-
I saw a
Turn the
tweet.
volume down.
I love Lindsey Sterling, and that's just like the
Dude.
epitome.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
I
don't.
love Lindsey Sterling, dude.
She's great. I think she has one that's called like "Song of the Caged Bird" or something. That
Mhm.
music video is phenomenal with the candles all over the
Ooh, I've
room.
never seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I highly recommend it. She's great. And
Oh.
her production's good as well.
I love
She's
all her
fantastic.
videos.
Yeah.
She is fantastic.
She's not only a good musician, but also she's a great dancer too. So like all of her choreography for all her music videos are phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't. It amazes me how she's dancing and like playing at the
Keeping
same
key.
time.
Yeah,
And
like-
just jumping around and playing the violin. Yeah, it's like, how does your yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess maybe it's because I originally learned on piano, so like when I play, like I'm ready to just like sit there and nod my head. But she's full on like looks like she's getting exercise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where I watched a video of hers and I'm sweating after watching her. I'm like, man, can you even keep up?
Yeah. Let's see if anybody has anything in the chat.
Nope. They're just laughing at somebody said so
no,
anyway.
Prak asked, what is your favorite part of choral?
Sage, what is your favorite part of choral?
Oh, Paige,
know.
what is your favorite part of choral?
Oh, yeah,
Did I miss
it's me.
that?
Nah.
You know, it's
This
crap.
guy.
It could be either.
I mean,
No, it was far up.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say I don't see any questions. I just pulled up Twitch though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but all it says is raid value. It could be Yorch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what half of rate value is it?
But-
Is it raid 1A or raid 1E?
Yeah.
Stop.
So, but anyway, I think one of my favorite parts is definitely, I've always been like a visual like person when I think like of like certain moments, and I think that's why like making like visuals to music became kind of a secondary like second nature kind of thing. Just because like whenever I think of a certain point, I always think of like something visually to match it, you know. I think there's I want to say towards like the second build and drop of the song. Once it really picks up pace, definitely one of my favorite spots. It's definitely a good song. Like the whole song is really cool. I really liked it. I've listened to it a bunch of times, especially
Fuck
because
yeah.
I had to like do the video and put it in sync and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Thanks, man.
definitely a
Appreciate
really, really dope song. Yeah, man, no worries.
No.
Yeah. But
Two.
I've asked everybody this. There's one other question I ask everybody, but this one. Do you feel like the Twitch streams are helping you grow, or do you feel like it's hurting the entire industry?
To be honest, I haven't really used Twitch a whole lot. I'm thinking about starting to like do some production videos on Twitch, like just when
Do
I'm
it.
producing.
Do
Yeah,
it.
and just to get some people to see how I go about creating. And so also, Brian, one of my friends, has been harassing me, and Big Ant as well, Anthony, I guess is what you guys call him. They've been harassing me to start just whooping out my mix, the board, and just do a live mix on the fly.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
Do
I
it.
started doing that on Instagram Live. But honestly,
Oh, have you?
yeah. But I don't think it's really hurting industry. I think there's a different type of music that's played on a stream. Like I said, you don't have that direct energy to feed off of. So like I don't think it's ever gonna pull away from the experience you could get from an actual show, from a live show. I think it just gives you a different experience of a different artist, a different like
Yeah.
dimension of them. So I honestly kind of like it a lot better because I mean, even when even when you just go to a live set, they play things at festivals that might be harder or more energy than normal when you listen to their music on Spotify. And so now on this stream, it seems like you get more of like they're more authentic with what they're playing. Like they're playing with what they want. They're not trying to match a festival or they're not trying to match a certain vibe, you know. So
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
You see a lot more of what the artist likes, and you know that to me is what I enjoy. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think with the
Yeah.
live streams, it's a lot more about like just sharing all of their original music, like or trying to share a lot of their music and sharing like what they're feeling in that moment or just like a mix that they'd like to share their music with. But I want to relate to Schwilly, because when I first looked out on Schwilly, he was like it was like really heavy wubs and he was really fucking sick. And I'm a bass head, so I was like, come here. And so we got him on and he fucking went ham, like I thought he would. And we got him on again and he played last night. And I don't know if it was because he was a little more comfortable or if it was just something that he really wanted to share, but it wasn't something that he normally does. And he played a really nice, like, kind of
Mhm.
down tempo set for us.
Yeah.
And it was really fucking cool because the way that he was explaining it was like he doesn't normally do that, and it was like super special for him and all of us. So the streams
Yeah.
are really nice because like it's some of these artists really get to explore and they really get to venture out from what they normally do. So it's really
Yeah,
nice to experience.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Another
also. Oh, sorry.
go.
I
No,
was
you
gonna
go.
say also like, so I didn't really use Twitch or really do too much of the streams until like the whole lockdown and everything.
Mhm.
And I like since getting on it, like I've been like from a VJ standpoint, I've been able to connect with other VJs a lot easier. I've been able to see what other people are doing. From a music standpoint, not only have I been able to like a lot more comfortably like be access different artists like sets, see different live streams. Also, I'm just gonna say this: when versus having to go to the food truck versus going to my kitchen is dope.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
yeah.
the drinks are cheaper too. But
That is a plus.
so the main thing about it that I personally enjoy about the streams is since I've been like using Twitch, I've gotten to listen and sit in with on a lot of streams of artists that have been doing Twitch for a while. For example, the Whittler, a really good one.
Mhm.
Chris Simmons, who like he's a really cool dude, really good producer. And it's one of the cool things is you get to now actually chat back and forth with these different artists, pick their brains about like their creative process, actually get to be a little bit more personal versus like you're in a crowd of thousands of people like
And
you
they're
don't
just like,
really-
what the fuck is this?
yeah, exactly.
And I think that also comes with the streams. Like when you play live, there's always this oh, I need to continuously play music. Everything needs to be intentional. Like if you mess up, it's kind of like the end of the world, you know. And that's why
Yeah.
like a lot of people feel pressure to record their sets and stuff on those lines. But on the stream, one thing that I've been enjoying is they're like, hey, man, I might not mix a lot and like I might mess up here, but like who cares? We're just here to have a good time. So you get more of
Exactly.
that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get more of who they are as a person, which is a cool element
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, as far as genres goes, electronic music has always been one of the more, like, electronic, like, savvy and, like, tech savvy, like,
Mhm.
genres.
Yeah.
So, being able to see different ways that pretty much once everyone, like, all the shows, all the festivals stopped, we got, as a, like, industry, got faced with a giant challenge. Like, how are we going to still be able to get music out to people? How are we going to still be able to create an experience for people? And since then, I've seen things ranging from like Twitch festivals to like full 3D, like interactive, like VR experiences of festivals. like,
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, straight up.
What
Dude,
Tomorrowland's doing.
Fortnite.
Yeah, Porter
Yeah,
Robinson's
yeah, yeah.
festival. Yeah, like it's
Or
one of those.
Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Yultron.
Like
Yeah, I
The
will
list
say
goes
Porter
on.
Robinson Festival might have been the best festival. Like
It
Wait,
was
what?
dope. It was
It
totally
Oh,
was
dope.
manifest? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's yeah.
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 The Ivy Lab
I-
ones are like definitely some of my favorite ones. The Ivy Lab ones are just insane.
Dude, I
Um,
love Ivy Lab.
Same. And then I'm working the virtual Burning Man that's gonna be coming up. So it's one of those things.
That's awesome.
Has that even
Yeah,
been
so-
announced yet?
Not really.
What?
Oh, okay. So we just
Wait,
yeah.
wait, what what
I
what
think
did I
mentioned
miss?
it in here.
these people got it.
I'm working the virtual Burning Man this year. So I'll
What?
be one of the I haven't
No
announced it 'cause I was prepping
fucking
some stuff
way.
first. Yeah.
Spread this
Alright.
one clip in the podcast like wildfire.
Yeah. We just leaked this
No, bro.
You
Say.
Yeah.
get, you
What
get
the
fucking
fuck?
let go.
Yeah.
No, 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 no,
oops.
no, 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 no.
Nah,
What the fuck, Sage?
You've been holding
Yeah.
out on us?
Dude, you've been holding out on us, bruh.
I mean, I've mentioned it.
No,
I
I'm
think
just fucking
probably.
with you. That's sick though, dude. That's really
yeah.
fucking
Super
sick.
excited. I did say at the end of 2019 that I wanted to make it a goal to work Burning Man for 2020, and I technically am. So cool.
Fuck
Hey,
yeah,
fuck
dude.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick.
I-
That's how you manifest shit. Manifest, you know what
Stop
I'm saying?
with
See
the
what you
puns.
did there.
No, but
That's
Brett,
usually my job. Come on.
Brett Dodo put in chat. I feel like it makes being live more personable on Twitch. A lot of people consider them
Mhm.
celebrities and they don't make mistakes, but they can make mistakes on stream. It makes them seem
Yeah.
more human.
Mm-hmm.
No,
For sure. For
totally
sure.
agree.
'Cause I mean,
And nobody gives a fuck. And the people that do say something, just fuck them.
Banhammer.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Well, like one of the cool things is I've been able to see a lot of artists, like for example, once again the Whittler. I think it's like Wednesdays. He does like his like share and challenge like streams. Sure, like some of my favorite ones to sit in on. Where he'll have it's that way like he'll do like a 20-minute challenge, like make a drum beat, and then he has a channel in his Discord where it's like submit to this, and then like it will lead into like another challenge, and then after does like a listen and share for like different people that are just submitting tracks to it. So it makes that way a lot of artists that they're like smaller artists that they're like, hey, like I'm first getting into this, or I'm getting better, but I just need other ears on it. It's
Yeah.
a way for them to get ears on it of people that they really like listen to a lot, you know?
Yeah, dude. Imagine
yeah.
imagine getting feedback from like an artist that you look up to. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking special. Like that's really fucking
yeah.
special. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he's just like, yeah.
Dude,
yeah, like dude,
it's-
imagine
it's
Odessa giving you some feedback on like Globe or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Tears.
Yeah, I think I'd be so
fucking
excited I'd run
insane.
through sheetrock.
shoulder
I mean,
down.
look, the other day, literally, I got put in a playlist that was called Adderall, and it's for like studying and vibing. And I mean, so, oh, you go check it out. It's on Spotify. It's got a good bit of followers. And I listen to it, and I see my song, and it's next to like Petite Biscuit, and you know,
Yo,
Odessa,
Wow.
Shallow.
that's sick as
Dude, yeah.
fuck.
And, like,
damn.
and it's
No
like all these people that I
way.
listen to, and then I'm just like, all right, this is a pretty good feeling. Like, you know.
Yeah,
So,
fuck yeah.
Is this fame?
I'm
Did I
getting
make it?
somewhere.
Little step.
You know what?
Yeah,
Sick.
exactly. And which is
Roll,
why my
since I
EP was
see-
named that.
Roll, since I see you drinking
Wow.
that tall boy, I'm gonna grab one real quick.
Hook it up,
All right.
buddy. Hook it up.
Alright, go
Sure.
ahead.
Sure, you've been awfully fucking quiet for somebody who really wanted
I
to
think-
pick
Yeah,
his
I
brain.
think-
I'm in pain.
Oh,
I think Fruit's just like absorbing all of this.
I'm absorbing this. Also, there's a reason I have this brace because I'm in pain.
oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
What
so
happened?
Cracking one for the
literally,
boys.
I don't fucking know. It's just I woke up today and my arm was hurting. So I guess it's like I don't know. It's like carpal tunnel or tendonitis or something.
That's
Dude, it's
not
the spider.
It's
good.
the spider.
Dude,
Yeah,
It's the
it's
spider.
the spider.
y'all-
Yeah, Landon.
so
Landon,
y'all
just
don't
so you
but
know,
Landon-
Yeah, Shrew had a fucking spider in his room.
there was a spider in my room, and I
He
I didn't
freaked
kill
out.
it.
Raise his fucked up
Fuck
arm.
that. Oh my god.
Dude, I don't like spiders. I do not mess
I
with
hate
spiders,
spiders. But no,
at all.
We
Spiders
were
and
messing
snakes
with
are like the
them.
two things.
We were messing with him last night. Tell him it was like you see if you see his lamp in the back. We were like, yeah, dude, there's like a dot right there. It's moving.
Yo,
Dude, this wasp keeps coming back and forth, and it's like he wants me, but he doesn't. Like he's scared of commitment.
He's vibing, dog. He's
You're
vibing.
just making
bro.
sure you're like paying
Yeah.
attention.
He's just
He's like
like
waiting for me to let my guard down.
No, that would suck if you just got stung. That would suck.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
That would
At least,
You're
suck.
not
at least I know it's live.
right?
Yeah, that'd be a live stream fail immediately.
I could
Clip it
definitely
and
be
ship
able to
it.
make that clip go viral, though. We would definitely make that go viral for sure.
10 out of 10.
Is that-
As
No.
long as
That's
you're
a
not
trick for
allergic.
fame.
That's your way to fame. Tempt that wasp. Get it
That
continued.
wasp.
Yo, that dude's music's pretty like decent, but have you seen him get stung by the wasp?
Yeah.
You have to you have to take your camera and have a recording like a first person view as you're like throwing hands at the wasp.
Yo.
Straps on my GoPro.
Funny shit.
Yeah.
That'd be some funny shit. You got to get the wasp perspective too. Like you got to see Landon like fucking squaring up.
All
Like
you
it's
see is a
flying
GoPro
around.
like flying around. You can't even see the little wasp.
I need
Yeah,
someone
that'd
to
be funny
record this
shit.
moment because like this is like next music video. Just have that as the music video.
Yo.
Totally would be dope.
That'd be some funny shit.
Yo, Sage, what time is it?
Adventure time?
No, it's Modelo time.
Oh. Oh yeah, I
Um,
forgot. First off, it's a michelada, tomato beer, classy.
Oh.
So it's like a alcoholic V8.
Pretty much, it's delicious.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
An alcoholic
Ooh,
V8.
ooh, I like that question, Ant. I really like that fucking question. If you could have your music played in one video game, what game would you think it fits best in?
That's nice.
I like that question.
That's deep. That's a
That is
No.
really deep, yeah.
Wow, we just went from like casual
I know, but I
conversation to,
saw
like,
that. I saw
jackknife
that.
into this guy's brain.
You apparently haven't watched the podcast.
Were
That's
you
what I
always
do.
a video gamer though, or were you,
Oh, yeah.
or are you a gamer? Okay.
Like, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to call myself like the video game lord. So, yeah.
I have a,
Wait,
I have a
is it
suggestion.
Lord like ruling or Lord like with the E at the end?
No,
with
like
hair?
ruling. Like
Okay.
everybody else was my peasants because I was pwning them, you know.
Oh
I
god.
don't know
First-
why.
Owning
Yeah.
them.
I would
I was-
like to hear your music in Little Big Planet. That's just me. I don't know why.
Little Big Planet.
That'd be adorable.
I would
that
love to hear your
that would be
music.
adorable. That would be adorable.
To be honest, like I play a lot of strategy games, and for some reason, like also I played a lot of sandboxes as well. So like I love me some Rust and some Minecraft. So like
Yeah.
honestly, I could kind of see myself vibing out to my music, playing some Minecraft, but I could also see me like taking over somebody's city in Civilization Revolution with my music
Mhm.
just like casually calming me down in the background while I'm about to get nuked. So
I could see your music as being like the theme to a Civ game.
I could
I don't know,
could see
for
that.
some reason, Steps reminds me of Baba Yetu in a weird way.
True.
It's just kind of got like that worldly feel that, this is humanity feel.
Put that shit in leaf green. I'm about it. No, but
Dude.
Prax
What
said
genre would your life be?
raid value.
Sims.
Raid value said Sims.
Oh, we
Funny.
Oh,
forget
dude,
to
honestly,
track.
can I take that back? Like after seeing the Pokemon comment just now, like I totally forgot about a
Yo.
game of my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see myself, having like the Victory Road like little anthem. And what's the
Ooh.
first what is it? Route 1? No. What's the
Yeah,
first
Route
when you
6.
get
Route 6.
Right?
Route 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo!
Doo-doo-doo.
That's crazy.
Dude,
But
No way.
Yeah, I could
That's
honestly see it
fire.
on Animal Crossing too for some reason.
Well, Animal
Like,
Crossing's easy.
It's very
Yeah.
chill, yeah.
Yeah.
Said Mario
so-
Kart.
Mario Kart. Yeah.
Princess Nutmeg asked, "What genre would your life be if it were a film?"
Why are we doing life now? I like it.
Wow.
A film.
So we're getting really deep.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's
Would
a tough
you
one.
like?
That's just like boom.
That's not even
Honestly,
If somebody were to ask me
It's
that,
Mario
I
Kart.
would say I don't watch a lot of movies, so I would.
That's
I
so
would
that's so
drop my
tough. There's so
That
many
is
things
tough.
I do.
Mhm.
There's so many things that I enjoy doing that like I can't really limit myself
Okay.
to like
That's the
one type of.
problem. Yeah.
Life is so
Movies are just one
complicated. It's
aspect,
supposed to be.
You know,
It is.
they're-
All right,
they're one
I would go with like I'd probably go with future bass because like there's future bass that's like, you know, very amped up and hype, and then there's also future bass that's more like in your feels, but most of it's kind of happy and melodic. So I'll go with that. I guess that's
Okay.
why I try to create happy music.
Is that a
I
film?
think she's
No.
asking what genre film would your life be?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah, not
okay,
music,
I
a
thought
movie.
She meant
Oh,
apologize. That's-
yeah.
that's whoa.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like my life would be like probably some type of drama or like thriller directed by Christopher Nolan though.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
Okay.
Like an Inception or like a Dunkirk, you know, something with like those type of vibes. I mean, he just has really good music that also like adds to his film.
Like a psychological film.
Mm-hmm.
One that
Yeah.
messes with somebody's mind. I can take that.
Oh yeah.
Mine would
That's
be-
funny
Definitely.
because Meg that asked the question said thriller, drama, comedy for her. So that's wild. Hell yeah.
Hell.
It would just be
Somebody-
Troll 2. That's the genre, Troll 2.
No, not the troll movies again.
You see, mine would be like an anime because I always do shit that I'm like, how did I do that?
Brack says, Landoni, you ever thought to produce some liquid DMB?
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh my god, that
Yes.
is so on brand for you, Brack.
10
That is
out of
like
10.
that is
Do
like
it.
this dude.
Honestly, I've never tried, but after hearing a lot of D&B recently on streams and stuff, because I mean, you know, the difference just came out and that song blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, since then, like, I think it's doable. Honestly, I'm starting a new project, and I'm gonna try to keep the same tone, but I also want to like take songs. So I want to work with people with more lyrics, and I also want to take some songs and spin, just kind of like, you know, maybe do like a Landoni D&B or like a Landoni trap. Just kind of like switch
Ah,
up what it.
Get a little
yeah.
nasty with it.
So there's a
Okay.
couple of
Yeah.
artists I could definitely recommend, like as far as like, especially with drum and bass. So Culture Shock's a big one. Definitely Dimension, because Dimension, like me and a bunch of my friends are all big drum and bass heads, and we were talking about Dimension's latest track that just came out, like I want to say a few weeks ago, and it was like me and Prague actually listened to it. Like as soon as it came out, I was like, "Hey man, like here's a link to this. Like you gotta check this out." And as soon as it came out, like it was like we listened to it. It was insane. And the way I always think of like Dimension's like style is his lyrics. Like the vocals he uses are very hypnotic. It's insane. Him, and then I have another good buddy that, well, like that I listen to a lot. His name's Flight. That he's a insane liquid drum and bass producer out of like Austin, Texas. Definitely worth checking out too.
Oh yeah, definitely,
So-
definitely. I'm always looking to collaborate. Like, there's-
Speaking of, I was gonna say,
so,
just saw someone.
don't get me wrong,
say-
I love dating them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alrighty.
Also, just saw Prague. Just
Crack.
the Coral Ray Value
Coral
remix.
remix. You should definitely come do
Hey,
a production
honestly-
stream with Prague.
Honestly, remix it. Remix it.
Yeah.
I want you to. I've always
do it,
wanted
do
to
it.
have a song remixed and then put it in my set. So
Ah,
you know,
that'd be so dope.
like play
Fucking
the
do it.
original and
Electric-
find a way
electric-
to like warp it into the remix. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that'd be
Better
cool.
stop playing with my
That'd be
fucking
cool.
Electric
dude.
Lab tomorrow is just gonna be you two remixing Coral. Got it.
Whoa! Y'all need to chill out, dude. That's crazy. Hold up. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I would
that'd be
like-
dope.
Holy
that'd be
shit.
awesome.
That did me fucking
But, like,
insane.
I love
Uh,
collabs, and honestly, I think remixes are so great because, like, to me, I like seeing where my ideas take somebody else. Like, if you collab with somebody, and this is just me personally, and every artist is different, but it's like I don't want to sit here and make a song that I can make by myself because then I didn't learn anything from this. Like, I
Mhm.
want you to pull me out my comfort zone, drag me somewhere that you want to go, and I'll drag you somewhere that I want to go. That way, we're both out of our comfort zone and we're both learning something. You know.
That is dope.
There's a thing on YouTube like I don't remember if it was the Flume documentary or if it was the Nick Murphy one, but when they made their first EP together and they came up with Drop the Game, That's exactly what they both talked about. How like Flume didn't know how to process vocals well or anything at that time, and Fokker could. And so, I mean, like, they got to that point where they both learned from each other, and I mean, they're both killing the game. So
Yeah.
Very
kudos to
true.
them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That sort of thing, I think, is Across the Room by Odessa embodies that like perfectly. Where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I love Leon and he's this great R&B artist, and I've been listening to him since before I was listening to EDM, and I love Odessa, and they've got this like, synthy kind of like atmospheric feel, and you put them together, and you've got something that's better than the sum of each parts.
Oh yeah,
It's better than
and like that's the thing.
sum of its parts.
Yeah, that's the thing. Leon would never have made that song without them, and vice versa. Odessa would have never slowed down to the tempo they did for him.
Right.
And it's so cool because Leon's got this like he hangs out in this just like mellow zone, and like it just kind of like describes him as a person if you watch some of his interviews. And so the fact that he like tells Odessa like, hey, you need to slow it down a little bit for me, it's awesome. It's awesome. And like that's what collaboration should be.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
So
I feel like that's kind of what I'm gonna bring it back to Discord. Like I feel like that helps a lot of people because even our community, and I know there's thousands of them, but I know ours at least, people can always hit other artists up and be like, yo, you want to try to do some shit? And everybody who's worked with us has been chill as shit, at least with us, so I don't see why nobody would say no. Like,
It's really cool, man. It's really cool to see people like even like Landon and Sage coming together and making something beautiful. Like it's crazy, dude. It's crazy, man. But it's so nice. And
great.
yeah, cheers. Seriously, cheers.
No.
Cheers.
Yeah, buddy.
Landoni,
But yeah,
do you plan on making visuals for yourself in the future?
for myself,
Yeah.
like me personally,
No disrespect to Sage. That
honestly-
was Anthony asking.
no.
Anthony asked.
I don't ever plan on making visuals for myself. There's
Smart.
just like I enjoy making music too much. Like I like the sound part, and like audio is where I live at. Like sometimes I have ideas, but like literally this is a perfect example. It's like Sage is like, hey, do you have any ideas for this? And I was like, I don't know, like jellyfish. And then he was like, okay. And he's like, I kind of get that vibe. And then next thing you know, like he took it to a whole nother level that I personally never would have. And I think when you work with other artists, that's an important thing to have is like kind of tell them an idea of where you're going. But like, I don't want to do their art too. Like I want to give them an idea and then they do their own thing, like I'm not trying to limit your ability to do what you want. So, because you're an artist as well. So I think that's a important thing to have when you work with others. So, and I mean, Sage kills it. So once again, we're bringing this up for like, what is this? The 280th time?
Yeah.
My
Sage,
ego's
Sage,
again
you're
take
not-
over the room.
Sage, you're gonna outgrow your head at this point.
I talked
need
No,
some
about
new
I have a
headphones.
big head.
Jam from
I was
SpongeBob.
gonna say I have a big
like,
head, so
What
yeah,
about SpongeBob?
jellyfish jam. The jellyfish thing has been like a fucking reoccurring theme all throughout the day. Yeah, dude. Okay,
It's actually, it's called Stadium Rave. Thank you very much.
whatever.
If
Sure.
we were on a podcast, I'd fucking move your ass.
Did anybody? All right, we're not gonna talk about it, but for the people that are in the Discord and saw the meme of SpongeBob and the jellyfish jam, that shit's hilarious.
and it
And
goes
it was
hard.
good.
It
Like,
is.
It's funny
Right.
because like I don't know how many times like we've been in like between this Discord and like a couple other ones where it's like someone will be partying and then passed out while their lights are still going and everything. And
Wait.
then you like the first thought like the music's still going but like you can see the camera and they're like face down on the carpet passed out.
so
Ah shit,
I
there's a
just
spider.
wait, dude. No way.
Ah
No.
shit, there's a fucking spider.
Wait.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You gotta
wait,
get that cam turned.
seriously?
You gotta get that cam turned. You gotta prove it.
Just
I can't.
saying, Bromer, do you remember our first ever fucking our first background
I got
for
it.
Electric Vibes? You
I
tell me
got
what it is. You tell me
Oh,
right now.
It was SpongeBob jamming with the jellyfish.
Yes! Yes! That was our first background for
Our first
Electric
banner.
Vibes. Yes, first banner, dude. That's fucking nuts.
You remember our original fucking logo? Besides his, actually, I think me and you were the only
No,
ones here.
wait,
Y'all, I
don't
got it.
actually-
What was
Wait.
it?
I don't remember.
How
Did
don't
you
you
get the
remember?
spider?
I got the spider.
You still live.
Wait, you're gonna tell me that you like
Congratulations.
suck.
Yeah, it was the Trippy Pikachu.
Oh, it was. You're right.
Oh, dude,
I knew
yeah.
that. You're right. Oh, I missed my Pikachu. Good times,
Little
dude.
Pikachu.
Then we were like, hey,
Good
let's
old-
get a logo. And yeah, now we have that.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
That's Vinny thing.
Yeah, dude, that was a big full circle just now. Like that was a wraparound, you know. Some full circles are like
Only hard rights. Only hard right turns in this conversation.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Where are we driving
being
NASCAR
that
now?
it's full circle, you
Yeah.
think we should wrap it up?
yeah, we probably should.
Might as well.
Probably should wrap up soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we do wrap it up, I have one question for Landoni. I've asked everybody we had. Anybody who's out there who is just starting out, what is your one piece of advice to give to somebody who's just fresh, trying to get into music?
Just create. Just create. Don't limit yourself. Yeah, you'll have inspirations. Don't do what somebody else is doing. It's cool to get inspired by a song, but that person will never be you, and you'll never be them. And so, bring your element to the game. You know, don't limit yourself. Like I said, the word "create" can take you so far, and you can take it as far as you want. You know, you could create as many automation lanes as you want. You can take the word as far as you want. You can literally use a sample straight how it is, or you can sample and chop it up as much as you want. So just be you, do what you want, and have fun while you're doing it. That's the biggest thing, you know.
Hey, I'm about
Hell yeah.
that. I'm about that.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And I find a lot of new artists have a issue, and I'm guilty myself. When I first started, it's like, man, I want to be similar to this person, and it's like I wasn't enjoying it because I was trying to do what they were doing instead of perfecting what I want to do, and you know, like making my craft the best that it could be. So that'd be my advice.
Right.
I think it's
after
also
that-
important. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's also important because like it's one of those things. If you're trying to sound exactly like another artist, and I'm listening to like someone that's like, oh, this person is trying to sound like this other person. Well, I'm just gonna sound like listen to the person that they're originally trying to sound like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I totally agree. Somebody told me the other day that I sounded like Sound Holo mixed with. They were like, you sound like San Holo mixed with Odessa, but also Lewis the Child at the same time, and then a little bit of glitchiness like Flume. And I was like, at some point, if you have to name 4 artists, doesn't that just sound like I sound like
That's
me at
dope.
that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all of them, but if you have to compare me to 4 different artists, shouldn't I just be Landoni at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nutmeg just said cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
I work.
Cheers.
I'll
You still
just
drink
my water.
something, bro. God damn it.
All right.
All right.
Before I start plugging anything, Landoni, we know UES Coral just came out. Anything else that's coming up in your life that you want to plug real quick? Merch? Anything like
Yeah, we'll be working on some merch. We just rebranded. We got merch coming. I have some songs that are coming out soon. I'm gonna do probably 1 more single, possibly 2, and then I'm either working on another EP or another album. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm trying to find some more people to just sing some. Find my music, you know, it's very ambient. Try to get a hook in there that people can sing along with occasionally. So just follow Landoni Music. You can find it on Facebook or Instagram. We try to post every day. I'm gonna start trying to do some videos of production and live sets on Twitch as well. I talked to Prack about it and everything, and so I might honestly join in tomorrow or some Fridays here and there. So just you know,
Word.
there's some things
Word
coming up.
tomorrow.
Just stay in touch.
Mhm.
Yeah, Landoni is on Spotify as well, so you can look him up on Spotify and you can listen to his music as well on SoundCloud.
Spotify,
We have his
Apple
SoundCloud,
Music.
but you're fucking everywhere.
You're
You're literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Which
I try to be, man.
Mostly any platform Landoni's on. So look him up, follow him, get it.
All right.
Excuse me.
Be,
Sorry.
be sure to enjoy this mix. Be sure
Stage.
to enjoy it. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't go anywhere. We have a
Sage.
mix about to launch.
Do you want to back out and then just message Rolls or somebody when you're ready? If we're gonna
Yeah.
wrap up. So
Yeah.
say your
I'll be.
piece and-
I've been setting up this whole time, so I'll be ready in like the next few minutes.
Word.
Right.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun.
anything
Fuck yeah. It's gotta be sick.
Any final words before
Yeah.
you peace out?
Oh no.
Wait. Oh wait.
'Cause I was
Me or
gonna
Landoni?
let you back out, Sage, so you could go finish everything you need to do. And you don't have to worry
Word.
about being us.
Always blessed, never stressed. Gang.
Hell
Oh wait,
yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
Shoot's like, wait.
Wait. Wait.
All right.
Sage,
Cool.
go ahead and back out of the Discord call, please,
Alright.
and I'll change the screens.
All right, cool.
Word.
Yep. Thank you
Later.
for joining us, Sage.
Yeah.
See you, Mo.
Looking forward.
Bye, Sage. I guess I kind of missed that one. It was a little.
I didn't want to be
I
mean
got
about
one-
it, but I knew
I
he
got one
needed.
thing to say.
Go ahead, Shrew. You were next anyway.
All right.
What starts with a W and ends in a T?
I'm not doing this.
Wit.
What?
Nope. Nope.
Yes.
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 Yo,
Wait.
that's nice. No, wet. It's definitely wet, dog.
What starts with a W and ends in a T?
It's a fucking statement. I'm not
What?
doing this.
Starts with a W
Oh.
and ends in a T.
I thought it was really wet. Fuck. All right. Let's move
Ah.
All right. All right. Now we're
Bad joke.
skipping. We're skipping Trip for anything he wants to add. Rolls.
I
Anything to
got
add?
nothing to add, so
That was it.
that
All
was
right.
it. Had
Well-
to end on a dad joke.
We have Landoni coming up in a few minutes.
Hey, asshole. What about me?
I
dude?
asked you, and you said no. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about Shrew.
No, I was asking you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say something. Landoni, homie, and that's it. Hell yeah.
Okay,
man.
brother.
No,
That means a lot.
I love
Um,
y'all too. I love you shooting Bromer as well.
Yeah. Love you
Oh,
too,
thanks.
Rolls.
Honestly, thank
Love
y'all.
you
Thank
too.
y'all so much for having me, man. This means a lot.
Yeah,
So.
Hell yeah.
anytime. Make sure you stick around. Sage is about. We're probably gonna raid Sage, and just go out with
Yeah.
Landoni's mix. But come back tomorrow for Prac and possibly Landoni joining him. We're not. That's still in the air. I'm assuming.
Possibility.
If not this week, next week. It's in the
Right.
works. We're
Alright.
trying to make it happen.
you
So,
gonna work on that Coral DNB remix?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And-
I don't know what we're gonna do. I know we've talked about, kind of like I said, pulling each other in different directions when we collaborate on the stream and stuff.
Mhm.
So if he's gonna do the D&B stuff, honestly, like I would kind of just hope he does that on his own because I want to see what he does. I've already done my part to Coral,
Oh,
so like,
Sage,
I
yeah.
would like to see what.
Sorry. If Sage, if you want to just, host here and you can just go live on Electric Vibes, we could do that.
Yeah.
As long as you have the key, we can do that.
Yeah.
If
that's
not,
true.
hit rolls up. He can give you the key. After we have the weekend
give-
off per usual, and then we have Aftershock on Tuesday. That's just always a shit show. So make sure you come by for that one because that is fucking terrible. And we have a hefty ass lineup coming up, don't we, Rolls?
We do. Okay, for one, just saying, Sage. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the stream key, and you're gonna go live on here. But you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna raid Sage. It's easier. It's
Okay,
easier.
it's
We're
easier.
gonna raid Sage.
Okay.
Sage, set up on your stuff, and we're gonna raid you. But yes, we have. So the show that we have next Wednesday for our Electric Underground episode 6 is a really special show. We're working with Fine Line Artist Agency. And they have a really it's a really good lineup. And we're also raising money for 3 foundations, and those are going to be split evenly. I know one is Make a Wish, that's what we chose, but I can't remember the other 2, which is pretty bad.
One's
But
COVID
there's no-
relief. I'm pretty
I
sure.
got it.
And one's a bail fund.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a lot of stuff. But
Bail Project, Make a Wish in the Link, Minnesota.
thank you, sure.
There we go.
So yeah, that's we're gonna raid Sage. So yeah, gonna be a really cool show. They promised to match donations up to $300. So basically, whatever we raise, they're gonna match up to $300, and we're gonna donate that to those projects, which is really really awesome. Fine Line is an awesome group, and yeah. So and we're working with Dubstep FBI. They're kind of promoting us with Fine Line Agency. So shout out to Dubstep FBI as well. And then the next week is gonna be. We'll get there. It's
Yeah.
gonna be insane.
That
But
one.
yeah,
That
Yeah,
week. That's
we
when the
making
big
moves.
changes happen.
yeah. So,
So-
Big,
changes
big
to come.
Moves.
Rolls,
Yeah, changes to come. We've
Can-
got some big shows coming up. Go for it.
Can
bro.
we at least say
Go for it.
next week will be our last Electric Underground as Electric Vibes?
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
New identity coming in. New identity.
that's-
Electric movement will be in progress very soon.
And that's
So-
Electric
that's
movement.
Yep, that's our
Like, the
move.
electric movement. We are going to be the electric movement.
Yep.
And we are a movement. We are an underground movement.
Yeah, because we're kind of, you know, we might just fuck around and start an underground movement, you know?
Yeah, like we got the vibes. We know we got the vibes, but now
we got
we're
the
a
vibes.
now we're a movement. So
Hey, just give
Yeah.
us a thumbs up in chat and we'll raid your ass.
shit.
From all of us here, I know I said it earlier, but thank you again, Landoni, for being here, and taking the time out of your day to
No.
join us.
Hell yeah.
Anytime.
And-
Anytime. I'm more than happy to do so again.
Yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah. Dude.
Whenever, dude, just hit us up and we'll put you
Yeah.
live no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
And from everybody at Electric Vibes, it's a collective. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy this Landoni set, and please wash your hands.
Wash your hands, wear a
Wash
mask.
your hands. Sanitize
Social
your
distance.
hands. Yes, social
Social
distance.
distance.
Wash your butt. All that fun stuff.
Peace.
All right. Peace out.